Hello, what is up guys? EvilDuoStorm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Seasonal Seals of Journey, going through some of the best items that you can pick out with this item. For those of you that don't know, this is the new seasonal exchange currency that you get for completing the Season Pass, and there's a lot of really cool stuff on there, so quickly before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, new to Black Desert, or you've been watching videos on the channel and still have not subscribed yet, please consider it. Helps to grow my channel, you stay up to date with new content, we both win, and without further ado, let's get into it and start going through these different items. So first things first, the Seasonal Seals of Journey are, again, obtained from completing the Season Pass on the current Eternal Season servers. You can go through and get these sets of seals twice now with the 2 tickets that everybody has available to them. There are a total of 120 of these available on the Seasonal Pass for the free-to-play side, and as you can see, again, there are some pretty cool items. Now, best item to pick out can be subjective for many, so what I'm going to do is put any dollar amount that I can on any of the different items to help you decide which ones are the most cost efficient, and then we'll talk through some of the more intangible ones here in a second. But to bring it up onto your screen so we're all looking at the same thing, these are all the different items you can exchange these for, and these are some fast maths on their values. So the first item across the top is a Cron Stone. A singular Cron Stone for 3 million silver valuation means that it is a 3 million value per seal. Pretty straightforward, and that can be our kind of baseline as we get started with this. The Choose Your Fruit and Choose Your Trace boxes give you assorted traces and fruits of the various things with their current values, and all of these values are the NA market price value, by the way, the NA price. But you can see both of those come out at less value than the Cron Stone exchange, so if you're just looking for straight value, probably not the best way to go there. The Meme Frag bundle will average to 35, which is going to net you an average value of 5.8, and this is actually the best one as far as value for all of the current exchanges on the NA market for the exchangeable multiple times section. The next one, the Feather, is pretty nice if you're working towards their higher tier of horses, but otherwise it's actually one of the worst possible ones to exchange for value. The Courser item box, again, if you're not working towards a tier 9 horse, probably not the best option, but still has pretty solid value. The Golden Blessing of Agris and the Supreme Old Scroll are a bit more difficult to handle and figure out the values. What I did is I went to the global grind tracker here on Garmoth and kind of just tagged them on and off to see the average sort of change for all these different grind zones to get a general idea as far as how much money you would make from either one of those. So that seems to be the net increase that you could expect from the Golden Agris as well as the Supreme Scroll right here, these two. Which again puts them at decent value, slightly above the Cron Stones if you were looking for value items out of there. But again, for the exchangeable at all times, the Meme Frags are the best option to go for there. Now there's one more option in the exchangeable at all times, and that is the Artisan Worker, and the Artisan Worker is an interesting one because you can just sit there and reroll workers all day with multiple characters and eventually get it. But it does save a lot of time if you go for it, so bit torn, don't really know how to rank this one, but at 60 seals, I think you're better off picking something else on this more rare selection down below. And speaking of the more rare section down below, this is the second set of options that you can exchange for with these seals. These are one time for family only, so you can only get one of these, as opposed to being able to exchange multiple times for the ones up above. But anyway, the first item down here is the Mythical Sensor. And for this one, I went over to Videolytics, took up the Mythical Sensor recipe, figured out the values of all these different things. Other than the Royal Fern Root that is obtained from questing that you have to do, value looks to be somewhere between 1 and 1.5 billion, so we'll pick the high end, meaning its exchange rate of 15 million silver. I'm missing a couple zeros over here. Per seal that you spend, so not too shabby at all, 3x the value of any of these other items, and if you're pushing for those higher tiered horses, definitely something to consider. The next option is an EXP swap coupon for your combat EXP on your character, and this one I'm valuing at $45. Reason I'm doing that is because if you go into the Pearl shop right here and type in EXP exchange coupons, you'll see that these typically run $22 USD for a singular for the life skill ones, so I'm figuring the bundle plus it's combat related, they maybe tack on another dollar. EXP trade coupons have not been anything that have been sold before, so tough to get a real value, but you're looking at about 45 cents, we'll call it 50 cents per seal that you spend there. So one of the few items that's giving you real life dollar value. It's really only useful though if you plan on re-rolling your character. So if you made a new seasonal character that you absolutely loved and you want to swap over to it, then that's when you'd consider these EXP coupons. Otherwise, might not be exactly what you need. Now the next one is my personal favorite and the one I exchanged for this season, the Floramos accessory. The Floramos accessory has the same stats as the Tri version of any of these various Manos accessories. So like a Tri Manos ring, for example, sitting at 6.1 billion silver on the NA marketplace, means that by far and away this is the most cost efficient exchange for the points that you can spend right here. 60 million silver per seal that you're spending. Absolutely bonkers. The next one is another item that hasn't been exchanged ever before in the game, or as far as the central market. That's these weapon exchange coupons. These are awarded typically around the time where they do the like roadmap announcement type live streams for the game, so that's typically when you'll see this one given away for free. However, if you're looking to reroll your character or swap characters right now and can't wait, definitely an opportunity to pick one of these up here. It lets you exchange all of your weapons from your main character to a new seasonal character, or a new character in general, if you really like the season character and want to reroll your character entirely. The next up is the Advice of Valks Plus 100, and I cannot recommend this one at all, because the seasonal reward for just playing through the season this time around is a Valks Plus 150. So unless you're really big on enhancing, I don't see really why anyone would pick that one, considering how many of those we get given away for pretty much every other event these days. The next one is a mount selection coupon, which is another item that hasn't shown up in the Pearl Shop, at least to my recollection. It is pretty useful if you need one last skill for your Dream Horse. However, they do give away a lot of the skill swap coupons. So you can see how many of these skill change coupons I've got sitting here, and there's ways to do swapping skills using these instead. So you could just use the free stuff they give you from various events and whatnot if you're looking to get that last skill on a horse while you're leveling them. Doesn't help you if you need it right now, though, so if you need it right now to finish off a horse, you might want to consider it. Otherwise, I think it's one you can skip. The last two are the pets and the maids, and these two ones are pretty straightforward. They have an $11 and $12 value on the NA marketplace there, so about a quarter per seal. So if you're looking to exchange for those, then that's the deal. So anyway, we've gone through all the items that you can exchange for with these seals, their values and whatnot. As far as what I'd recommend, again, if you're looking for just straight up cash and you want to risk it, the memory fragments, if you average out to 35, is going to give you the most value from just exchanging at all times and running it down the line. If you're a life skiller, the Floramos accessory is almost a no-brainer unless you're at super high-end levels of gear. It's nice to have two of those. That's two Tri-Manos pieces, because you get the other one for just doing the exchange quest with Liana. That combat skill EXP exchange coupon as well as weapon exchange coupons are nice if you're an alcoholic and want to reroll your character to try something new out and you're a newer player and don't have any of those saved up. Mythical Sensor is nice if you're pushing for those tier 10 horses. Otherwise, nothing else is incredibly mandatory to pick off of these lists. Now, as far as actually exchanging the tokens themselves, all you need to do is head over to the NPC Pulvio, who's located right here in Velia, then NPC again in Velia, so right near the top middle of the map here. Velia, interact with the NPC. You can go to the Exchange tab to do the exchanges that are available at any time. You can then go to the Quest tab to do any of the once per family quests. Again, this is once per family for all these quests, so you can exchange these individually multiple times. I already took the Floramos accessory, so now I could pick a different one of these quests if I had enough seals, which I don't. But with that, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this video, so I do hope you found it useful. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. And again, thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next YouTube video, the next Twitch livestream, or wherever I happen to see you. Dice.